this comes out, you guys are gonna fall, so be ready.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. Previously, we took this apart, realized how wore out and junk that was. I did have some people say the other ones are probably going to be close to that. We're going to run in and see. If we get time and we get funds at some point and it's winter, then we'll probably run through the rest of it. But I just want this able to run for, you know, a couple acres. So it's Sunday. We can't order anything till Monday, but on this head I got to take this one apart and see exactly what's broken. We do have all of the plates, all of the clutch plates to actually go in on both sides. And then the wing over here folds a little weird. So what we'll do is we'll get it hooked to the chopper. We'll pick it up. I gotta organize my stuff a little bit now that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, get this stuff out of the way. That way we can keep working in the meantime, because we ain't gonna see those parts right away. But we gotta see what they cost and what availability is for them. So appreciate you guys watching along. Let's dive into today. Keep moving along. It's gonna be a hot nice Sunday though. I think it cost me $52 rolly cart. Ain't the best thing in the world as far as sturdiness, but holy smokes, look at how handy it is. This is what I got going on. Actually, let me grab some penetrant spray. Did I put that away? Where did it go? So ever since I first got this head, this gearbox, well, when I first got it, it had a broken bolt in it. And it had one broken bolt. So we switched the broken bolt. Made it a while, broke the bolts again. I think we're putting the wrong grade of bolts in it. Maybe. Or something's bent in it. And shaking and shimming. So this is what I had for my fix last year, and it actually worked. Ratchet or chain binder going across, and it just held it to keep them from breaking. So you just have to get out and make sure your chains are still tight. So we got chains here. I can't get this to actually move. We'll spray some penetrant on it. I got the skid plate off. This is where, being by myself, and I know wherever I end up, if I'm by myself, spray that one too. Like, I got a bolt there, well, not there, and a nut there that I got to hold from the bottom and somebody's got to do from the top. So it's a struggle for sure, knowing that I'm by myself right now. Well, we'll figure it out. And I know people are like, why don't you call Andy? Why don't you call Frank? Well, having somebody come spend an hour of their time coming over, by the time they get over here and get back, to give me a hand like that, I feel like I'm wasting somebody else's time. And it's a Sunday, so Frank's a family man. Frank has a kid, if you guys don't know. Yeah, he's the family man. But let me pull this one off, or see if I can pull it off. I don't know. I really don't know. We gotta loosen those. Maybe I can put the wrench on it and go up top, but I want to take these off first, so I might let them soak. Ooh. And I might go grab some lunch quick, some drinks, because it is freaking hot. And then we'll be back. But I'll cut the zip ties off these chains, and we'll get the right grade bolts to go in here, and then all the gearboxes are going to get checked for oil again. I wonder if that gearbox was a little low. It wasn't lubricating that top piece and it failed. Josh Bleeker, who's from New Zealand, he said they had the same thing happen to their head. I think they had a Kemper when I was over there. I don't know if they did. They had a deer, and now they got a Kloss, I know that. And he said getting parts over there was ridiculous, so they just bought a new Orbis head. New Orbis head would be cool. New chopper would be cool. $600,000-$700,000 in equipment for something, yeah, that doesn't get used all that much. So I'll stick with the $25,000 setups and just keep wrenching on them, because stuff like this, it's cool. Yeah, it costs me some money, but a lot of it's my time. Okay. What are you doing back there? Come here. Hey, come here. You hot today? You hot? There's no rats in here, right? You are a good boy, buddy. He hates the heat. Took me a few tries, but was able to get both of those bolts out. So this middle piece comes all the way out, makes it way easier to work on. All of the bolts in here are broke off. I just tried to get one out. I can't find my little short Allen wrench. I cut it off so you can ratchet it on. Can't find that, but there's the bolts. So I got to look back in the comments, and we got to go to the hardware store and see if they got the ones I need, or if I'm gonna go to Leahy Armstrong on Monday, which is a bolt distributor, and they got me the bolts for the back of the manure tank, and they got them like dirt cheap. But let me pick this up off. It's friggin' heavy. That gearbox is heavy too. At some point in my life, I'm gonna have a little crane or a gantry or an engine lift where I can pick that up and pull it off and make life easier. Okay. So theoretically, this is, yeah, not theoretically, it is sitting there. Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. So, if I can slide it out, then I can work on it. Usually it takes two people to slide them, because going back in, it's gonna take two for sure. Coming out, hopefully I can slide it just so that and not lose a finger or nothing. Holy smokes. Holy frick, this hot metal's hot as anything too. And it's all falling over. Yeah, this is not gonna go good. Probably just gonna have to set it on the ground. Am I breaking the box? Whatever. Yeah, ruin that box. Damn. There we go. All it is shafts and gearboxes, and well, you can see some junk in here. But got your 4 holes. Goes into this gearbox, which is very similar to the other one we took apart. 2 broken bolts that are sticking all the way, so we'll take those out, clean everything up. We'll try to get the best grade of bolts we can get, and then we'll go from there. If it keeps snapping, then something's screwed up in that shaft or in the gearbox, or still got some life left to these, enough that we can keep running for a little bit, but we'll see what the future holds. Got all 3 out, so that's the actual one that broke. That seems a little long, actually. Maybe it's not. We'll see what sizes they got, and we gotta see what grade they are. I gotta look back at that. So here we go. That's apart. Those actually came out pretty well. Putting it back together, I'll have to find some help. And we'll slide it back in there. This one should be good. I got clutches for this one. That one hasn't messed with me at all, so I might just leave it alone. I know people say, oh, you got to check through them and do everything. We'll check the oil and stuff like that. But might as well not touch it till we have an issue. But as you see, these lift cylinders might, yeah, that's loose, but these cylinders, I think, on the other side need some love. So we'll see. But alrighty, I'm gonna jump over to O'Connor's. We're gonna grab some lunch. I do gotta get a bolt for this, so let me pop that out too. Never mind, that bearing's a little messed up, so we're gonna get the right ones. And what those do is they sit down on top of here. Yeah, corn falls in there and whatnot. They sit down and they sit on top of these. So, hey, you wanna go in the AC? I know it's hot. Let me shut the generator off. So, yeah, this little generator runs quite a bit. Like, well, it runs non-stop, but pretty handy. Been jamming out, have all my stuff charged. So, way better than running this for doing nothing really. But these are on. These are looking good. Somebody was like, oh, I can't believe you oversprayed like that. All I gotta do is wipe around it. Some paint thinner, some dish soap or something. The other one I did too. I'm not that worried. Alrighty, we're gonna jump over. We'll do that. We'll be back. Alrighty. O'Connor's Hardware, Billerica, Massachusetts. Top notch. They had 4 of the longer ones. They're 40s. And they had 4 of the 30s. I think the 30s work in the top because you can't sink them all the way in or something like that. I think that's what I was doing. But I got 4 of the long ones. Somebody did say, hey, you need greater than grade 8 or 8.8, which is metric equivalent, or get the 12.9s. These are actually 12.9s. So I think at first, last year I got some 12.9s, and then it ran for a little bit and it broke, which it might have been not tight. It might have issues, but it did like 60 acres the first time we ever fixed it up. So, and then the bolts loosen up and it breaks. But I did get the heavy duty metric lock washer, so maybe that will help me. Maybe my top bolts aren't, I can't sink them in enough, and I think they're tight, and they're just tight against themselves, and then it vibrates around. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the same point. So, plus after that I went to Home Depot and got them, and I do not think they're of the same caliber. Right on them, they say 12.9. So, alrighty, we got those. Of course, I got 2 tennis balls for the kid. We're gonna go stop. It's already 1 o'clock. It's 1:30 already. Where does the time go? Got it back on. There we go. So we're good now. That's pretty freaking close right there. Wonder if that's touching or something. It is all the way on. No, it's good. I wonder if I was using bolts that were a little too long and they were bottoming out, so it wasn't all the way tight. So the top has 2 shorter bolts in it right now, and the bottom has they're longer, but they can stick out the other side. So yeah, right there. So I'm gonna drain the oil out of these gearboxes. We're gonna fill everything, and then we got some fold side of it. Throw the hydraulics on, and we'll double check what needs to be done on the fold side. And then tomorrow we'll get parts coming. So we're gonna do bearings, new bearings on the tops. That one, it's fighting me. So bearings, housings, the bolts, and then figure out exactly what needs to be done for this gearbox. The boys down in Pennsylvania, Lancaster Supply or whatnot, equipment and supply. So they're a Kemper dealer. But yeah, we're okay. I'm gaining. That was a little challenging to get back on. So I slid this plate in with the block and then slid it up, dropped the head down as low as or to the right level, slid it in, had to get in and out, moving things around. I'm pretty impressed that I was able to get that back on. This is getting carried away, but things. So I got this the pin pulled out, and it's got some wear in the actual pin. It does go that way, but so the pin itself on the outers has wear, which is causing the wing to have a lot of flex. So let me show you. That's actually in the middle. So hopefully our middles aren't junk. Is there an insert that goes in there? Clearly that one wasn't getting greased, but as you see, my piston's sitting here with no piston in it. So this block, you see there's that ring in there that goes in one side. That one does not have the ring in there, which is causing it to lift all funky and bind up. I don't know where that ring actually went, so maybe we'll weld that and then drill it out and call it good. I'd hate to imagine what they actually want for this, but the seals, when I took that out, it unthreaded everything and pulled out, so that seal kit is junk. So we'll have to get a seal kit, and then we'll get 2 pins to go with it as well, and we'll see on this. I'm gonna go look at the book again. The only reason I started taking that apart was because it wasn't folding all the way. It was slipping past it and jumping out, and that was causing a lot of issues last fall. The other side I think is all good. It's tight. This was, well, you can see. So that folds up. But always something. So we got it out. I got the pin, the bolt and everything else, and the shaft here. So had to hold it, and glad I didn't mess it up. But let's see. So on that fold, I don't know if there's a washer kit that goes with it, or well, where was the fold? The fold was in the back, wasn't it? Yep, there's bushings that go inside of those. 82. That is correct, right? Sure, it looks like it. 82, and the one bolt broke off when we were taking it out. So where's the shaft? Right here. So it doesn't have that there's a set of bushings, so we might just weld that. If there was the ring that went inside it, we'd probably get one, but I don't see a seal kit either right there for it, so that might, hopefully we can get just a seal kit. Okay. It's amazing the breakdown of everything. So on this parts breakdown, it doesn't actually show it. I did find it based on that part number. I don't know what country this is. I almost think Russian, or I don't know. PL. Polish? Poland? So that looks expensive, whatever that number is, but that cylinder from PA or Lancaster Cutters or whatnot, what's their name again? Lancaster Part and Equipment is $672 for that cylinder. So hopefully we can get just the wiper, the seal kits, since that's okay. We're gonna figure out how to find a piece that wraps around a pipe. We'll cut it off and then we'll weld it in as a bushing. That's what I'm thinking. I just got to be able, I got to find a pipe that goes around that. Bushings that go, oh, they snap together. That's what's going on. Clearly this grease fitting wasn't working well. I didn't realize that. So the other one's still in there. I take it that has it too, but it's not moving. So what I did do here, is this hot still? Yeah. Whoa, that is hot. So that side has a bushing in it. I took a piece of pipe that was damn close and we welded it in there. So we should actually be fairly close. There's a little bit of play in between them. Since there's no grease fitting, they just swing around. But yeah, it's amazing when they're rubbing how close they get to that. So good thing we caught that, because that that line right there does not look good. So keep the folding and unfolding to a minimum. But that should get us so that this wing works a lot better. We just got to get the bushings out, get that out, and then we'll order everything tomorrow. Yeah, freaking gaining on this. We still got to do some stuff on the chopper. I got belts to do, and we got the kernel processor to go in, and just charge the AC, and then it should be good to go. Oh, that came out a lot easier than I thought. Yeah, those should be easy enough to swap out. I was like, okay, let's do the gearbox on this side. And I was like, wait, you need to flip it up to refill the gearbox, so it all comes out the bottom. Same gearbox as that. So no point in messing around with that, because to refill it we got to flip it, and we got a hydraulic cylinder that's not even attached. So we can do the back gearboxes, which means back it up, drop the head, and once we do that we can mess around with this pin, see if we get it out. I did move it back, but then it won't go anymore, so I might slide it forward, backwards, and see if we can work it around enough to get it out. I did replace this last year, so that should be all good. So we're gaining. Both of those are out. Clean up my head, drop this one, back the chopper out, and do the rest of the gearboxes. Gearbox, and gearbox here. So we drain them out. This one's kind of a pain because of how this is set in there. Wonder if we can rotate that around. It's just a cover. It's either that or you just take the bracket off and move it. Well, it's amazing. Yeah, Kroll oil. And hitting it back and forth. Well, as you see, we are. Let me put you guys right there. We're almost out. Actually, when this comes out, you guys are gonna fall, so be ready. It's out. Well, I'm holding it. There we go. So let's see. This pin I'm sure those things are smoked, so we'll hammer those out, get new of that, new pins. Then this arm or this wing should be all tight, and we'll get our piston fixed. And that side's actually pretty good, so like it's tight, it's not all sloppy like what this side was. Gearbox good, gearbox good. We got to do that gearbox when it's flipped up, like I said. This side, waiting on the parts. Well, we got to order some parts tomorrow. Here it goes, partying now. 3 gearboxes in the back, those are all good. Excuse me. We do got Andy here now, so Andy's partying. So parts on this wing, everything should be good that way, other than a few things that we're gonna do. We're gonna put bearings in these tops here, and then we'll be okay. Somebody did ask, have you ever changed the oil on the gearboxes? Yeah, every season before corn. So, but last time I pulled it up on the blocks for the cement trailer. That worked really good. You could stand underneath it, do everything. So yeah, we'll get some parts tomorrow. Gotta clean this place up, all the boxes and everything else, but yeah, parts for the gearboxes, parts for everything. We got the max still to figure out the air, and then we'll be okay. I did tell Evan, I said let me see what my Evan in New York, I said let me see what my schedule is on beef, but I'll probably get this chopper out to you after I chop out this way. So we might chop some grass too, he said. If we get it out there, we'll chop some grass, chop some corn. A day or so of each, which would be good. Run it through its paces. It's bad letting equipment just sit around, so that's why I'm trying to keep things going, but yeah. This turned into quite a project, but I'm glad I got it apart the way I did. So, alrighty. I think the generator's it's either running out of fuel or I don't think it's running out of fuel. Oh, I guess I haven't put fuel. So this little bad boy's been pretty good to me, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's probably out of fuel. I still need to use this because when I weld something, and it's not really the best thing to weld it with that tractor. Is that touching? No. Okay. I was gonna say. So at some point the blade's gonna go on this and the duals are gonna come off. We do have to, once the duals are off, I think we're actually legal on a load, because the axles used to be longer and that was why. So I think we're actually legal. And I do have some low boys that I can borrow to move some equipment, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what my plan is, because there's no point in registering all my stuff to Massachusetts if we're gonna leave. And it was all going underneath the farm with farm plates, and I was working on my own farm plates, but there's no point in chasing after that. I did register my trailer again, which $500 to register my trailer, right? Okay. And it goes off of when you last registered it, so I get 3 months for $500 of registration, and then I got to re-register it for $500 for another 2 years. Highway robbery. So the truck and trailer actually are good. Huh?
For once.
Yeah, for once everything's that. Well, no, we're always registered. Truck's always registered. Trailer was just running farm plates. So, yeah. Which technically farm plates get you 150 miles, but once you're far enough away from home, nobody knows the rules of farm plates, so nobody cares. And farm plates you don't need a CDL for and stuff like that, but we're working on all that. But we gotta figure out, that's why I swapped tires, to be legit. So that's why I've been messing around with this stuff. I think we're in a good situation as long as that part doesn't cost us stupid amount of money. And I did look at their parts. So the small drums are $4,200. They don't even have the big drum gearboxes listed, but yeah. So that is where we're at. I appreciate you guys watching along. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna clean myself up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.